Thanks for tuning in for another essential RC flight test, and here we have another great radio controlled model aeroplane from our friends at banggood.com. This is the top RC hobby Cessna 400, so a scale representation of the full size aircraft. So if you want to fly something that looks like a real aeroplane, then this is your thing. But also, I think, probably good for somebody wanting to learn radio controlled model flying, because it has a high wing, and by virtue of that it should be quite stable when it flies. So let's not hang around, let's take the components out of the box, let's see what we get. Okay, so quick parts review. If we look at the fuselage, we can see the motor and speed controller are in place, covered by the cowling. We've got a steerable nose wheel. The battery bay is underneath. 2 catches, easily removed to show the XT60 connector for the battery. Then you can see here there's a foam insert for the seats in the cabin, which you remove, and I'll do that one-handed while I hold the camera. That comes out. And then you can see the 2 servos in there for the rudder and the elevator, and the rudder servo also goes to the nose steering as well as the rudder. You can see the speed controller in there, and you can also see the Y lead for the ailerons secured onto both sides of the front top of the cabin. That's clever, in case you do want to transport it for without the wing attached. There are lights as well. You've got leading edge lights on the wing and wing tip lights, and that's why there's this 3-way lead to connect into the receiver. Then otherwise, just looking quickly at the wing, you've got the servos for the ailerons already in place and connected up to the horns on the ailerons. Looks like we'll have to glue the vertical stabiliser rudder in place. The horn is already attached, so we'll just have to connect it to the push rod. We've got some struts to strengthen the position of the wing from the side of the fuselage onto the wing, and we've got a horizontal stabiliser, the elevators as well, that we'll probably have to glue in place, as well as the landing gear. So that's about it. Should take minutes to assemble this. So I'm going to do that now. I'll go through the sequence of steps so we can see the finally assembled top RC hobby Cessna 400. So first step, landing gear attached, horizontal stabiliser, elevators glued into the fuselage. And small thing here I've done is used a bit of tape on top to keep these 2 bits of foam on top together. Then the vertical stabiliser rudder glued in place, and just to add that the glue is provided. Here's the proof. And then we attach the propeller. There's 1 nut behind the propeller as far back as it will go on the shaft, and then a washer, and then the other nut held on with a bit of a thread lock for good measure, and then the spinner just pushes on the shaft. So the next step was to secure the wing on top, so I've dropped in my receiver, connected it up to the servos inside, and here's my cable from a spare channel, and these connections are for the lights in the wing. Bit of advice here for getting the wing on nicely and everything being tidy, and that's for the 3-way light lead. Tape that down to the back of the wing and then route it to the back of the fuselage, where you should put your receiver as well, and then everything's neat and tidy. Wing secured on top with 2 bolts. And the struts to support the wing on either side easily attached with 2 screws. So now the glue holding the tail together has set. I've connected up the clevises on the push rods to the horns on the elevator and the rudder, and making sure I've slid the keepers in place to keep those clevises shut. Very important to do that. So last step is to glue these scale aerials in place. So just a little bit of glue and they just push in place. And that's it, job done. So there we've got the top RC hobby Cessna 400. Really quick to put together, relatively simple, just follow my build steps. It needs a 3S1300 pack to fly, and we'll be taking it on its maiden flight very soon. So if you'd like to see that, then please subscribe and remember to click the bell icon for notifications of our future uploads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.